Let's get into this video. Let's check this out. Let's go. Alright, so I'm going to throw the headphones on and see what this sounds like. So the purpose why I want to review this plugin primarily is because this plugin is a free plugin and I really like the stuff that Urban Sounds makes. I think it's Urban Sounds. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. I'm sure the guys over at Urban Sounds will correct me if I'm wrong, and everyone else in the comments either way. So otherwise, this plugin here, if you see this interface and you want to check it out, the link in the description below is there, so you can download it out, put it on your mix and see what it does for you. But I want to review some of the stuff that I like about this plugin and go through some of it. Primarily because I noticed a few things when I was checking it out. This is kind of all exploratory with you guys as well, and I don't want to talk too much. I want to show you what it does. So first of all, I just want to go through this part here. So you've got the selective bands. You can go from 18 to 64 bands to multi-band compression. So basically, the way it works, it's a multi-band compressor and it uses multiple bands to compress. You can reduce or increase that to however you like. You can also link it, and the compression is here. So you've got the attack high, release, attack low, and then you link bands so you can unlink them or link them fully if you need to, and also the width of the sidechain. So that's sidechain compression. And in that, you can also adjust this here as the EQ, so it gives you full control over how you work that as well. And it's just a really useful kind of tool to include in your tool belt. You also have the ability to do mix, wet, and dry, so parallel compression as well. And I just want to talk about some of the stuff as well with the vintage drive, because this stuff is useful. Just like with Waves plugin, they recently brought out Tube. It's kind of, in sense, you're getting some of that vintage vibe here as well, and this is for free. So if you want to check this out, throw it on anything, to see how it works for you. The expander section now, that's part of the upgraded part of this plugin, so you'd have to pay for the plugin to get this part active. But if you want to use the rest of it, you're definitely welcome to do so. And then there's the output EQ, which again, you can adjust the EQ bands, and you've got a multiple set of bands there. So you can do whatever you want there. It just gives you the ability to do so. So you can delete those out, activate them, whatever you decide. So it just gives you the ability on that. So let's have a listen to this. I've got it on just my drums at the moment. I'm going to bypass this and show you what the mix sounds like. It's very raw because I bounced these files from the original mix. It's not fully mixed, I guess, because I just used the stems. So bear in mind, it's a semi-mixed track here, and we're going to have a listen to what this does. So let's check it out. So let's go through the track, have a listen. I've been waiting for the same thing that you're waiting for. What you waiting for? I've been waiting for the same thing that you're waiting for. What you waiting for? Understand that what I'm saying is plans. I gotta stand for his plans. Will I stand on one hand? I gotta stand for this king. Alright, so you can kind of hear what the track sounds like. Now I want to throw this on a couple of different things, including my vocals, to give you guys an example of what it sounds like in that respect as well. But let's go for the drums. So I've got a drum bus created here, and I'll just play the drums on their own, and I'm going to put this plugin on after a little bit so you hear what it does to the track. It does tamper with the frequencies, so bear that in mind. And I guess it's dependent on how you want your drums to sound as well. But yeah, let's go. So you can see immediately it's taming the frequencies by a lot. And here is the metering area. So if I just expand this out a little bit, that way you can kind of see what's happening here. And the fact that you can expand it and it's a free plugin, I love that as well. So if I was to control my, compression wise, I'll just deactivate the compressor so you can hear how it affects it. All right, so you can adjust the compressor this way. So you see it's reduced a lot more of, I'm going to turn this down a bit so you can kind of hear me. So you can see here on the compressor, it's actually reduced by just moving this up here. It's reducing how much compression there is, but you can see where the filtering is happening here. And this is on 64 bands. So if I went down to 18, you can see it reduces it by a lot, and that controls the compressor a different way. And again, you can do different things. So let's go back in volume. be mindful, it's going to increase in a second. All right, I actually really like how that's controlling the ability for the high attack. So I've got high attack set, faster because I want the high frequencies to be controlled by the compressor quicker than the low. And that's really useful in this area here. And then you can release how you need to, and you can link the bands as well. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to really compress a lot. Just want to see how it actually is affecting the signal. And I'll just go over a little bit more than I normally would. I actually really like how that affects the drums, because if you link the bands, obviously more of the bands are working together in unison. But if you're not linking them, then obviously they start to work individually. So it kind of forms that multi-band compressor style of thing. So let's put that back in the mix and see how that sounds.
I've been waiting for the same thing that you're waiting for. What you waiting for? I've been waiting for the same thing that you're waiting for. What you waiting for? Blood on my hands, I got blood on my hands. I hope you understand. And what I'm saying is plans.
That's actually pretty cool how that works. I got to say, very useful. Let's try this vintage vibe and see what we get there. We'll go without first and then on, and I just want to solo the drums again. Let's try this out. Oof. That's crazy. You can actually get really kind of this tape kind of vibe from it. I think that's really usable on different things. And I'm going to try this on my vocals because I want to see how it tames the high-end frequency on the vocal as well. Let's try that out. So I have my rap here. It's in two sections, so I'll just throw this up here as well. And let's bring that compressor over to the vocals so we can try that out there. So let's try this vocal section.
I hope you understand. And what I'm saying is plans. I gotta stand for his plans. Will I stand on one hand? I gotta stand for this king that I don't understand. I gotta gator for destruction, waiting for instruction. They gon' say it's cluster. I won't be no buster.
All right, that's actually really cool. I'm gonna try this vintage vibe on it.
I hope you understand. And what I'm saying is I gotta stand for his plans. Will I stand on one hand? I gotta stand for this king that I don't understand. I gotta gator for destruction, waiting for instruction. They gon' say it's cluster. I won't be no buster. Fearful in these times now. Better walk in line now. Confirmation's blind out. Searching you will find out. I hope you understand. And what I'm saying is plans. I gotta stand for his plans. Will I stand on one hand? I gotta stand for this king that I don't understand. I gotta gator for destruction, waiting for instruction. They gon' say it's cluster. I won't be no buster. Fearful in these times now. Better walk in line now. Confirmation's blind out. Searching you will find out.
This thing is actually really good for vocals if you're trying to tame certain frequencies just by using multi-band compression. I think this tool could actually be really, really useful. I'm kind of blown away. To be honest, I'm sort of glad they sent this over to me to check out. Anyway, so, I'm using this on just minimal bands. So I think it's about 20 bands or something like that. Let me check. So selective 2, yeah, okay. So we've got selective 1 as the mode here. So 18 bands is the lowest. So I'm guessing it's around 20 bands or so. I'd have to check the manual. But if I was using this even slash stage and the harmonics, the rate, so all this stuff here is really useful for taming that high-end frequency. If you don't want to have that on a vocal or you're trying to tame certain things. You heard kind of what it did to my vocals just briefly there. It does change the way the tone of the vocal sits. You know, like you can change the vocal tone. You can create sort of a bit more headroom as well if you need to. You can expand. It's very useful. So worth checking out. I would suggest if you want to see something that does a little bit more than just a standard compressor and it's for free, this is probably the tool for you. I would suggest check the link down below if you want to download it and check it out on their website. Otherwise, love you guys and peace.